very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen, depending on where you're watching us. Definitely, I'm glad that you're here with us for another episode of the Candy Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evan Sokinyi. I'm joined by Professor Herman Manyora as usual. Prof, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This day definitely looking at how things are taking place in the country.
Things are moving well. The country is floating. The country is okay. Yes.
I saw somebody commenting and saying that your level of sarcasm is a little bit worrying.
Why? No, the country is doing well.
Because they're saying that you can't say that the country is going on well, yet things are moving in a very dangerous direction anyway.
The country is doing well.
Somebody told me that in any civilized organization, then Moses Kuria should have been home by now.
But that is obvious.
Do you think that is true?
But I've said it many times.
That in any civilized country, no public official can utter such kind of words and still remain in office?
Yes. In a country. This is not a country.
In a country.
Chege wrote a book. It's called There Was a Country. I think that was in reference to Kenya, not Nigeria. There was a country.
Okay.
There is no country here.
So even without resigning, the president would have...
I have said repeatedly, there are certain things that can only happen in Kenya. Yes.
Why do you think the president is a little bit quiet? Is it the political...
But you can't blame the president. The president is not the president of the US. This is the president of Kenya. You try to do anything differently and people will be unhappy with you. People are happy with their thieves. Give them jobs. Yeah.
Could it be true that there are several people who are holding the president politically at some sort of ransom, in that he cannot actually do anything for them in as much as they may be on the wrong? Because at the end of the day, perhaps the president fears facing the political consequences.
Yes and no. No, because if you go in a place where everybody is mad and you behave normal, you are the mad person. So the president is in a country where everybody is abnormal. So he has to behave abnormally. So what is the president doing? Have you seen any Kenyan feeling anything odd about certain people being made ministers? People like Manyora shouted, they kept quiet. We became hoarse. Did anybody join us in the shouting, in the questioning? How can this man become a minister? People are okay with them. They go to functions, people stand up for them, people sing for them, people clap for them. So the president is in Kenya and is doing what is done in Kenya. Secondly, yes, because every president across the world, every leader, every person who occupies an elective office at whatever level, does so because some people will always help you. And in varying degrees, there is pressure to reward, to do as they wish. So people who prop you into power expect their reward. So there's always pressure on an elected leader at whatever level: MCA, MP, Senate, Governor, President, Bishop, Pope. Whenever there's an election to fill an office, those who get elected become indebted to people. And those people bring pressure to bear on the elected official. That's normal. Yeah.
I watched this conversation, of course, you had with Jadel Kabir. Definitely, immediately, this issue between the Nation Media Group and Moses Kuria began, and of course, you talked therein. And so far, a number of lobby groups have come outside here and termed Moses Kuria actually unfit to hold any public office in this country.
Why Moses Kuria?
And then the question now comes, why Moses Kuria? And then I went to Twitter and looked at a post by David Ndei saying, anyway, those who are saying that he's unfit for office, what is it that is out of character?
They knew the Moses Kuria who was vetted by Parliament.
It was during...
people should stop vilifying Moses Kuria.
But even from the vetting by Parliament, nothing has changed so far.
He's what he was. What Kuria said today is nothing compared to the things he has said in the past. Kuria has said things that could set the country on fire, that could send us into civil war. So what is he talking about? What he has said is nothing compared to the things he has said before. He was vetted by Parliament. Parliament is made up of men and women we elected. That's why I'm saying this is Kenya.
So Parliament...
We have agreed. For example, we thought we wanted to address this issue of a society without values, without people of integrity and so on. So we gave ourselves a chapter on integrity, chapter 6, I think. We gave ourselves Article 10 or something like that. But what we did immediately after we went into the first election, just before the first election in this, under this new constitution, we took chapter 6 and threw it through the window into the ocean. It has gone. It has been eaten by the sharks. So integrity means nothing to Kenyans. Yeah, nothing.
But we've got bodies such as the ethics and anti-corruption.
No, those are superficial.
And by the way,
things.
that's why I'm asking: are these bodies actually relevant?
They are not. They are not. They are there to talk to outsiders, to tell other people that we are doing something about corruption. We know we are not. We don't want to fight corruption. We don't want values. We don't want ethics. Nothing. We don't want anything. We just want to float. We just want to move. So long as we are moving, is okay. So Moses Kuria is in good company. Because I said it repeatedly. Look at cabinet. Apart from 1 or 2 or 3 people, how many people can be in a cabinet of even the most useless country in the world? By mere integrity. None of those people can be part of cabinet. No, they can't anywhere. No, nowhere. Was even parliament under duress because they want to please the president. Many of those people should not even have lasted in the vetting for just 5 minutes. You've just been told you are a good person, please continue with your case.
Okay.
So don't blame anybody. This is this country. It's a country we have chosen to live in. It's a country we have chosen to bring up our children. This is a country we want to live for our children and our grandchildren. This is a country we think will serve us 100 years from now. That destiny for us means we can be as dirty as we are. We can be as stupid as we are. But that makes us happy. Yeah, let me tell you something. Isili has changed tremendously. But Isili is still Isili. Isili, when the rest of Nairobi used to go to bed at 8, 9, Isili was a 24-hour place. Noise, you can't sleep. I'm talking about 20, 25, 30 years and back. You couldn't sleep if you visited somebody in Isili, you couldn't sleep. Noise throughout. You get outside Skumawiki Iko. You get outside, that's what Isili was. Other parts of the country, the town have picked up. So, a real story, we got my in-law. We thought he was living a very miserable life in Isili. So we got him a house elsewhere. He tried. 3 months he went back to Isili. So, I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. People can get used to their misery. And they don't see it as misery. They don't see anything like an eyesore. People are so used to living in Madeira, if you tell them it's a wrong place, they may not even agree with you. That is the role of leadership. That's how leadership comes in. Leadership is even supposed to see that people are suffering, although conditions have made them as a coping strategy and mechanism to see that as normal. So leadership comes in to change a situation that looks normal to people, but which has debased them and degraded them and reduced them to animals. You get it? So that's where this country finds itself. That we are happy to live in a dirty third world country. We feel nothing that millions of children do not go to school. We feel nothing that children die from all manner of imaginable, treatable diseases. That Kenyans are still dying from diseases that stopped being an issue to the rest of the world 200 years ago. We feel nothing about that. We are numb. You get it?
I get you.
We feel nothing that millions of our compatriots go to bed hungry. We feel nothing. As a country, we feel nothing that people are seeing in Korogosho and Kawangwara. And we feel nothing. Foreigners come into Kibra and Rwanda. Guys are cooking chapati and raw sewage is passing there.
And it's normal.
It's normal. We've normalized it.
So,
so the question of leadership then comes in. We must have the people with the determination to change the situation. And that's what is lacking in this country.
Are you therefore trying to say that we've normalized mediocrity as a country in terms of leadership and governance?
Everything that is useless and stupid and everything that's bad and wrong, we have normalized it. It has become normal. Yeah. People can sympathize with you, but you're not seeing it yourself. So when people come here, they sympathize. They look at gentlemen in suits. Biryani, 1.2 million. Designer suits, 2 million. They look at our leaders wearing watches of 10 million, 15 million. Some with golden teeth. And they look at the people they lead and they wonder. They sympathize with us. But the foreigners cannot tell us because they exploit us. So they want us to remain like that. But they really wonder. How can a man wake up in the morning, dress in 30 million shillings, from the shoe to everything, 25, 30 million. And he lives in a country where people are living the lives of animals, the life of an animal. How is it really possible?
Well, that is the country. Sadly, that is the country where we are in. But definitely, Prof, I saw immediately. You know, I'm still looking at the follow-up to that kind of conversation and all that debate that emerged from those utterances by Moses Kuria, and in a blatant kind of show to all this kind of stuff, and with actually complete disregard to ethical values. So Moses Kuria has not even come out to apologize.
How can he apologize?
In fact, he's gone ahead.
He's making the worst,
and making the worst out
the situation worse every time.
Making the situation worse. But of course, I saw the deputy president come to his defense. I also saw the Kericho Senator Aaron Cheriot come to his defense. And I'm just wondering, is it that we as a country, we cannot just see something as it is bad and then call
we like entertainment. Actually, this is stage managed. Moses Kuria has done what he has done for two reasons. First of all, the Kenya Kwanza government will want to remove attention from the budget, the finance bill and everything. So side shows from people like Moses Kuria really help. Go a long way in helping
the people from what is taking place.
Yes, because Kenyans want entertainment. Secondly, the so-called Gideri media, I'm reluctantly calling it Gideri media because that's what everybody is calling them, cannot see the trick that Moses Kuria is playing on them. I saw some young man saying what is so obvious, that now everybody is concentrating on the war between Moses and the media. They have forgotten the expose. They have forgotten about the oil. They have not even made a follow-up to ask Kuria answer specific questions on this oil deal. People are saying that among the taxes they were not exempted from and the charges which they didn't pay, one of them is IDF, import declaration form. Perhaps there was nothing to declare. Perhaps not all that oil is in the country.
And he's not even come out to refute those claims and those facts.
So instead of the media pursuing up to the point of saying we want to see the oil, they are now talking about the mouth of Moses Kuria. So you see, Moses Kuria is smarter than them. Much smarter than them.
Anyway, my point as we began was, now look at how some of these leaders are conducting themselves, especially from the central Kenya. Now, somebody of the stature of Moses Kuria, definitely you wouldn't expect him to behave in a manner in which he is behaving right now. And I began back then, and we were saying that in any civilized country, and I remember you saying that this is not a country here, but then in any civilized
there was a country.
Yeah, he should have resigned. Or rather, if at all he didn't resign, then the president should have taken an action. But then now, my main problem is this, or my main concern is this. Is it now true, or does this now prove that any leader, perhaps from whichever region, is perhaps holding the president hostage, such that if at all he tries doing anything funny, then he is perhaps politically finished in the central region?
I answered that question when I was talking, I think, to Jad. I said this. Across the world, leaders get to power, whatever position, so long as they're elective, whatever level, because there are people who prop you up, people who help you. They need their pound of flesh, they need their reward, there's pressure on you all the time. I think the president is no exception. There must be people who have helped him. That, for example, would explain why certain people will become ministers. It will explain why Moses will go rogue and still you can't reprimand him.
But does it mean that even if they become ministers and already you've given them those positions, then they still go ahead and pee on the public and you cannot do anything?
But depends on what he had done. What was his contribution? Perhaps a man's contribution was such that you can't just dismiss him. He does what he's doing because he knows he holds you by those other things. Yeah, he knows.
So you're saying currently he's untouchable?
Most likely. Most likely. So either Moses Kuria is untouchable because of what he has done with and for the president, or because Moses Kuria is in a familiar company. Why would the president be bothered when everybody is like Moses Kuria? Yeah. They are all just the same,
So
except that Moses Kuria may be a little mouthy. But they are the same. So the president is like saying, if I have to remove Moses Kuria, then it means I'm removing my cabinet, which also in a sense means I was blind when I was appointing them, because I knew about them. So what has changed? Like in Anis, who tweeted? Somebody said, what has tweeted? Somebody
They said, what has changed?
What has changed? What is this new that Moses Kuria has done? That you are now up in arms against him. And I'm telling you, Moses Kuria is a very intelligent person. He has managed successfully to draw attention from the oil. Right now, the media should be looking for that oil. Where is it? Where are these jerrycans of oil? Edible oil. Where is it? Mafuta? Kwanza. We have lost 10 billion. Wacha hiyo in taxes. Somebody has made 5.6 billion. Wacha hiyo. Lakini kwanza mafuta yenyewe iko wapi? KNTC kweli iko na hiyo mafuta?
And the price.
Forget about that. If KNTC has the oil, it may not find it possible to sell it like KEMSA, that found itself with things that were grossly overpriced. So since the prices of oil are coming down, if KNTC has that oil, they may not sell that oil, at least not now. It's too expensive. But the question is it even there in the first place? This is what the media should be chasing. Now they are chasing what Kuria said. Kuita mutu malaya.
Well, let's wait and see. But then you're here confirming that perhaps the president is being held hostage.
It happens across the word hostage may not be a very good one. But pressure. Pressure for reward. Pressure for their pound of flesh. Pressure for this, the other. Unnecessary demands. Even if you contest to become an MP. Even a person who made a minor contribution, they behave as if without them you could not have won.
I saw the deputy president. I saw the deputy president while conversing about the issue of the finance bill and affordable housing stuff, confirming that they had received some money from the World Bank. I don't know, 50 billion, and they were saying now that that money is here, do you think that is the same kind of story that perhaps our good minister in charge of trade and industrialization
is called impunity? Impunity is a very simple thing, but a very dangerous thing. Impunity is you do something with a little caution. Then nothing happens. Then you do it with less caution. Nothing happens. Then you become bold. Then you do it. Impunity then drives you to a level where Moses Kuria now are. You think you are a god. That's what impunity does to you. It drives you up to a plateau, a level where you think you are a god. When you walk like a god. When you look at people, these are just slaves. These are not human beings. That's what impunity does to a person. It drives you to a level where you think you and God can have breakfast together. Yes, and that's what impunity does to someone.
And the media should not be talking about that. If they do so, then
the media is a little weak. Yeah, I'm asking the media. Allows government to get away with a lot. You see, I want to advise NTV and as a citizen. You are behaving like a foolish man who finds a snake in the house. Hits it with a feeble stick. The snake doesn't die. Then you go to bed to sleep. And the snake is still in the house. That's what the media is doing. You are threatening and frightening these people. But you don't hit the head and break the back of the snake. When you had an expose on the fertilizer, why didn't you follow it up to show actually the whole fertilizer, subsidized fertilizer, was a scam? It wasn't even difficult. It was a scam. Even the price that is called subsidized price for fertilizer, that's the price of fertilizer in business. If you want to do a business to bring fertilizer here, you can still sell it at 3,000 and make a profit. Where is the media? When the media is talking about Moses Kuria, why didn't they follow up to where I'm saying, even where is the oil itself? That That way you break the snake.
Going by your analogy, perhaps they are talking of we just hit the snake. It has not died, but
They have not killed the snake as in the house. They will be dealt with.
They haven't killed the snake yet, but already the consequences that they're supposed to face just because
they should have killed it. They should have killed it. If you followed that oil scandal up to the last drop, ignore what Moses is saying about prostitutes. Just ignore. Let him say what he wants to say. Let them use all the synonyms of the word prostitute. All non-synonyms. Don't even attend to them. Don't do a memo. That memo is useless. No. Follow up with the oil thing until Moses Kuria, if he is involved, take it up to his doorstep. Go up to his bank account and see how the money has changed hands. Up to the accounts of these people. Tell us the owners of those companies. Don't just give us the companies. Tell us these companies, these are the shareholders of that company. These are the directors. This is how this director is related to so and so. That's what the media is supposed to do.
So that way
if you did that, you have killed the snake.
You've killed the snake.
But now they are beating the snake, then going to bed.
They're beating the snake, but already suffering the consequences
Yes.
of beating the snake.
Because the snake is in the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to stop this conversation at this particular moment. But we do hope and pray that our leaders will show and give us the best example in terms of leadership, especially with relation to how they conduct themselves and prove to Kenyans that they're fit to hold these public offices. Now, definitely, if at all you're watching us for the first time, then we do kindly request you to subscribe to our channel here. And please do not fail to tune into some of our programs that will be coming here live. Definitely, Janet Kabiro will be here, and Richard Mwenja as well, with pieces on Siasa Brigade and the Business Glide. My name is Evans Okinyi. Such a pleasure having you on board. Till we have this conversation again, have a lovely day.